Be live on YouTube now. Let's get TikTok going. I got banned from TikTok for 24 hours because apparently my stream keeps timing out. And they keep telling me, like, it keeps killing the stream, like half hour in or whatever. It'll just stop the stream. It's like, oh, timed out due to inactivity. I'm like, what am I supposed to fucking do? Like, it's just a camera that's on, sharing my screen. Like, what am I supposed to do to keep it active? I don't know. I don't know what the hell they want. I don't know what these bastards want. Okay, YouTube should be live. TikTok should be live. I think next week I'm going to try and get Twitter and Instagram streaming as well. Kind of adding them back in one at a time, making sure the Mac can handle it. Okay, we'll get some royalty-free background tuneskis going here. Boom chicka boom chap boom chap boom chap boom chicka boom chap boom chap boom chap boom chicka boom chap boom chap boom chap boom chicka boom chap boom chap boom chap. Content is ancillary. Like that, it's like secondary to the streamer is what you're saying? I appreciate that. Ancillary is a good word. I think you used it correctly. There we go. Hell yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate it, Delaney. I appreciate everyone who tunes in here. Yeah, nothing super exciting today, to be perfectly honest. It's gonna be I got refactors going on here. Where are we? How's this looking? That look okay? Should be all right. Naomi Amethyst, welcome on in. How are you doing? How are you doing? We're doing a little game development here today. Doing good, doing good. Just getting the stream started here. I'm in the middle of a huge like overhaul of my whole code base basically. Okay, I'm gonna have to close this. I need to like set a timer. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Let's go to my bot and we're gonna make a timer. And every 30 minutes, it's gonna tell me to click the TikTok thing because it keeps booting me off for inactivity. Seconds, 30 minutes and seconds, 1800, right? Oops. Wake up the TikTok stream, dummy. Shadows bot, sure. All right. Knights and E, welcome in. Then I got to remember to check the actual TikTok chat here. That's another thing I keep forgetting to do. Okay, so I was just getting to the point where the game would recompile. Just got in from a run. Hell yeah, dude. How was you out on the outside today? How long was the thing here? Okay, so there's something, one of my asserts is failing, and I think it might be a problem with my assert and not necessarily with the code. I think it might be a dumb assert. What line is that on again? 395. Oops. This should be true though. It does seem kind of weird. Let's step through it here. So let's go to our trigger rect movement 28. So what this is battle new line 28. Oh, whoops. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, it's not 28. What am I talking about? It's trigger rect moving 57. Where the hell did I get 28 from? There we go. Priscilla, what is happening? Insomnia kicking your butt tonight? Yeah, I was gonna say it's fucking late over there, hey? Okay, so then I need to check my LDB commands. I can't really remember them. I had Claude walk me through it the one day. Right. Let's go here. Check all our variables. So, what I need to check is my moving rects. So is that, do I go, you go frame variable this dot moving rects? Is that it? Pointer, yeah. Okay, so and we are on, so we initialize them, we're just about to trigger them. And then how do I step into this function? Step into a function called S. Okay. So this assert is fine, I believe. Next line. Yeah, so that assert is all good. We'll go next line. And then let's step into this function. Finished is false. That should be correct. How do you step out of a function? Run until the current function returns. Okay, go through all these rectangles. Okay, so then I think here's where we wait, hold on a second. This all seems fine. I don't So where's this? I wonder at what point. Interesting. So which assert fails again? Here, let's just run it. Up at 5 most mornings? Dude, that's crazy. My trainer was telling me about that. He gets up at, oops, I need that. He gets up at 5 in the morning, goes for a run. Okay, so this is in battle 395. Oh, it's in the move rects. I was looking at the wrong function there. Hold on a second. The fuck? There we go. Here, we can do this. I got an idea. We'll do bool Rex move finished. Into a rippling heap of muscle glory. Gazebo coming in with that sub. Thank you, my dude. How are you doing? Rex move finished. If R okay. Okay, let's see what happens here. It might be that it was updating them, they finished, and then it tried to call the function again with a unfinished thing. Or with a finished rect. Here we go. Okay, that's actually good. Doesn't look anything how I want it to look, but it's all right. Yeah, wake up 5 a.m., take a shit, eat, get out of bed. Gazebo with the sub, 41 months, another fucking streaker. How you doing, dude? I'm doing good. See, I wish I was a morning person. I've tried so hard to become a morning person. I love the idea of it. And every now and again, I'll kind of get into the swing of things, waking up early, but it just doesn't do it for me. I've always been a nighttime guy, always been awake at night. Being on tour doesn't help. I'm just constantly, you go to bed at 3 a.m. It's pretty like normal bedtime on tour. Wake up at like between 10 and noon. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'm refactoring. Permanently exhausted pigeon meme, yeah. Sleep at 2 a.m., wake up at 10 would be ideal. That's pretty much that's pretty much how I live. Get up a little bit earlier than that, but I go to bed late. 2, 3 sometimes. Usually 1 or 2, yeah. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm refactoring this whole goddamn thing, so I'm trying to move a bunch of code around, but of course everything's broken as hell right now, so setup, waiting for input, so we should be drawing these. What actually seems to be happening here? So it looks like it's drawing the 3 rectangles. It looks like it's drawing them white for some reason. It doesn't seem to be moving them. Let me set the move time just to something way higher. Let's go like 2 seconds. Should be very exaggerated if it actually is moving them. Okay, that is working. Is the top one moving though? Let's see. Yeah, they're all moving. Okay, I just got something. I got something wrong in the draw order here. What did I call it? Draw rects. Where's the old draw code? Is that in moving rect? So bigger rect. That makes sense. They all seem to be the right size, so that should be all good. Original rect should just be r.rect. Oh, this one should be black. Okay, it's good, but it's offset. Yes, I see what I did wrong here. We'll go minus biggerness and then plus biggerness. Oh. Minus biggerness. Is that right? Oh, Y offset isn't being applied to all of them. That's what's going on. We'll put that in our move rects. Right, and then we'll go r.rect.y plus equals, we're going to go y offset. We'll add that as a parameter to our draw rects. Oh yeah, float y offsets in there. Or wait. Oh yeah, y offset's just a drawing thing. Okay, so draw rects. What we'll do is we'll go r.rect.y plus equals y offset. Cannot assign variable r with const qualified type, right? Let's see. Let's get rid of const there. Oh yeah, it's a const method, so that won't work. const rectangle. No, we should apply the y offset. We'll apply it in the update, and then we shouldn't have to worry about it here, I think. Let's try this. Oh, fuck, what did I just do? Oh yeah, here we go. We'll do that, and then we'll go r.rect.y plus equals y offset. And then, this is kind of annoying though, because I was using the y offset as just a rendering thing before, and now I'm putting it into the actual logic, which I don't love. No, for the sake of consistency, I'm going to keep it just in the draw. So what we'll do is this. So we'll go const rectangle. We'll just call it normal rect. r.rect.x, r.rect.y plus y offset with r.rect.height. And then where we draw this one, we'll just draw normal rect. Oops. Let's try that. Oh, do I... Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're good. But I actually am going to just throw a little note in here. Okay, is that right? Still, one of the rectangles isn't drawing properly here. So bigger rect and normal rect. Why isn't it doing? Gotta do all these lines here. So we'll change r dot to normal. Why isn't it doing that top one? What the fuck? Come on, Vim. The hell. Substitute r dot. I don't know why it won't do that one r dot, but okay. Also don't know why it's doing E. There we go. Try that. Okay, it's still, something's still off here. Okay, so where is my where was this Y offset coming from? Oh yeah, here we go. Interesting that I didn't put the Y offset in this one in the original code, but I think it worked. Doesn't seem like it should have though. Okay, so there's one big rectangle drawn in the background, and then there's a white outline one that's smaller than that. Or rather, there's a bigger black one, and then a smaller black one with a white line drawn around the smaller black one, and they should all of their movement should be synced together. But it doesn't appear to be. Okay, so normal rect X plus biggerness. Oh. Should this be plus? No, these should both be minus. Try this. Okay, still not quite there. With, oh yeah, I see what I did wrong. Then this one's got to be plus. I was screwing up my pluses and minuses there. There it is. Okay, that's good. We need to move that top one down a hair though. Or sorry, the middle one. Or the top one up a bit, I guess. I think there's a little room to move the middle one down. Let's see. So what was I doing here? I was doing Y resolution times 0.16. Or wait, end position 125. Okay, I had that the same. What was I doing for this end position? Y times 0.04. So Y resolution 720 4 is 28.8. All right, I think I went 30. I'll change that to top rect and oh no, I'm doing the exact same calculation there. So maybe middle one has to start a little bit or end a little bit lower. No, 125 is what I had there too. Dimensions maybe. This is the top rect. Let's see dimensions. Height was 79.2 and I set this to 80. Maybe that's what it is. Let's go 78. Okay, middle one's got to move down a little bit still, so let's go like 130. Oh, something was wrong there. What happened there? Middle one just kind of appeared. Has it always been doing that? What did I do for the start? So negative width, that's right. And then base resolution times 0.16. That is right. End was battle X and 125. That is That is correct. It does seem like it just appears. Are they all doing that? I can't really tell. They are all kind of doing that. Here, I'm gonna do a little hacky something here. Just gonna go here. Float. We'll go test timer. 0. Go here. Test timer. Test timer is less than 1. We'll just return. Right. Some transition. None. So this should wait a second before it starts to move shit. So we should see where. Okay. I mean, it does appear to be starting. It might just be a little bit of a hiccup because we were. It's like the second it loads, it's supposed to move it in. So. I don't know, a little bit of a weird hiccup, but okay. Let's move. Let's try here. We'll go 130. Oh, and then. Oh, hold on a second. This one I just want to move in. The middle one should come in from the side, I think, right? Yeah, so the start should also just be 130. Oops. Okay, now it's got to move up a little bit, actually. Okay, maybe 125 was right, but I just had the wrong start position. Might have been it. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And we can actually readjust that top one now. This was 80 before, I think. Let's see. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. We could even move that middle one up just a hair. No, you look pretty good. You little guy. Robert on YouTube, what's happening? Working on a video game. Working on a rhythm game. We are refactoring today, baby. Big old refactor day. I've been at it for like 2 days. I was going to let's make sure my stupid TikTok doesn't time me out here. I was. The fuck was I doing? Yeah, I started to refactor like one of my classes, and it just like. Then I had to refactor another one that touched that class, and then another one, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going for it. It's really good, though. There's some things about the code base already that have gotten a little bit messy that have been bothering me, and I've been putting off this big refactor, but I think now's the time to do it, because we're going to, it's gonna clean it all up. Wake up TikTok stream dummy. Ayo, I need to like play a sound or something when I do that as well. Robert on YouTube. Explain refactor. Basically rewriting code. So I'm using C++ and no game engine. So I'm just writing everything from scratch, basically. I am using Raylib, but just Raylib and the C++ standard library. So basically just reorganizing code. What I'm doing at the moment is I have this class called, so my game is going to be kind of like, it probably won't even run right now because I'm in the middle of this refactor here, but I can try and show you what's supposed to happen. But basically it's like going to be like a top-down adventure game, but instead of turn-based combat encounters, it'll be rhythm-based combat encounters. And I have this big class called Battle that basically controls all the logic for the battle. And I kind of had all this logic split out into a bunch of different classes. And what I'm trying to do is like consolidate all these classes into one bigger class, but everything's just in the class, and then also try and get rid of a bunch of stuff. And then I changed a few of the other classes, the way they work. Like I had an animated sprite class that I changed to an animation player. So everything that I was using, everywhere I was using animated sprite, I'm now using animation player. Yeah, code rewrite / reorganizing basically. No, not like Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's more like, here, I'll see if it'll actually run. And if it doesn't run, I might be able to switch to a different branch and build it and run it. Let's just see. We'll see what happens here. So you got to hit these inputs. Okay, yeah, it won't actually run. But what I can do, hold on a sec. Let's go here, get rid of this. Say new battle, refactor. Okay, and then we'll just push that. Okay, and then if I go get branch main, or get checkout, I think, get checkout main. And then we'll try a clean build here. This is my pre-refactor build, so I think this should work. Yeah, kind of like DDR, kind of like Guitar Hero RPG. It's very, very early in the project, but I'll show you kind of the basic idea here. What are you freaks on Twitch yapping about? You fucking talking shit? Bunch of people talking shit. Beef, good to see you, dude. Welcome on in. Zach is in the house. What is happening? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? I'm fucking good, bud. Okay, let's see if this version runs. I think it should. So the inputs are on the left side. You got to hit like the, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm fucking terrible at this. Okay, there's something wrong there. That's not working. You got to hit all the inputs. So there's like a left-hand version and a right-hand, or sorry, a left-hand input and a right-hand input. So there's like a modifier for the left stick has to point in a certain direction, and then you have to hit the face button with the right hand as the notes come down the track, basically. That's the basic idea. I don't know why the hell that input wasn't working. It doesn't really matter because I'm on a new branch now anyway. I'm gonna redo it, but it's weird that it picks it up here. It didn't seem to be picking it up during the battle here. Let's see. Maybe it's just skill issue, probably. But anyways, yeah, so I've been working on this for like, I don't know, 2 months now maybe or so. And then I got to finish it up. 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 And then I got to f But yeah, it was getting, the code base was getting awfully messy, so I'm just in the middle of a big old reorganizing and moving a bunch of code around. So I'm kind of just like, we'll rebuild it here. I'm kind of, whoops, trying to reorganize everything and just get it working again. This is dope. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is there's a bug. There's a bug in the code. That's what it is. Crab's Gun Rogue, skill check by my own game. Classic. Just YouTube chat. Just YouTube chat's complimenting me. Just my man Robert on a whim here. Twitch chat would never. You bunch of assholes. Did fucking TikTok? Nope, it's good. I just can't scroll up in the chat for some goddamn reason. There we go. If anybody's chatting in TikTok, I appreciate it, and I am not seeing it. I gotta keep clicking on this so that I don't get fucked. Making a backrooms game? Dude, that's awesome. You said you're new, hey? That's like a pretty classic new, new project. Backrooms or space shooter. Speaking of space shooter, yeah, sorry, I shut down or locked down my Discord recently. I wasn't using it very much. And I was gonna just delete it, but there was some people in there that wanted it to stay just in read-only mode, so it's kind of an inactive Discord now. I got to get rid of that that link. We can do positive reinforcement on TDS stuff. Yeah, bastards. Should say you got crabs. No, that's if you win, baby. That's what you're trying to get. You're gonna work on it for the rest of your life. Yeah. Open-ended survival game. It'll probably be ready before GTA 6, but that's not saying much.
How fast do you have to be to play the new
This is my game, Spaceman. You can get on Steam. This is my first game. No, it was not you. There were some people getting weird though. I had some odd encounters with folks on Discord. Yeah, we remade. So me and Lyle, who's our social media guy, it's like a 1-to-1. I'll find the original ad here. Okay, we'll watch him. Oh, am I playing on 2? We'll watch him back to back here.
NES this fast. How fast do you have to be to play the new Super R-Type for Super NES this fast?
Super R-Type from Irem for Super NES. See how good you really are.
So that's the original, and then here's the one Lyle and I made.
How fast do you have to be to play the new Spaceman? This fast.
Spaceman, now available on Steam. Do you have what it takes?
It was pretty good, eh? That's all Lyle, by the way. I can't take credit for anything. Lyle's the one that made it fucking rip. Going to be the Death Stranding and No Man's Sky of Backrooms, dude. Hell yeah. Well, the game itself it's different. It's like the same genre as R-Type, very very similar, but it's different enough. It's not just a total clone. But yeah, you can get that on Steam, baby. Here, I'll link it in the YouTube chat here. Where's the oh shit! Oleg's coming in. Yo, what's up, Oleg? Dude, by the way, I was gonna send you another message. You're like your big fat struct stuff you were doing like changed my whole. I'm in the middle of refactoring my whole code base. I was like, oh man, because I didn't really get what you were saying at first, so I was talking to Claude about it, and I was like, man, that's like fucking genius, like allocating all your data in all of your arrays up front is such a cool idea. And then I started doing that with all of my animation data, but then I had to change kind of how my animation class worked, and then that meant I had to change how my animated sprite class worked, and I ended up getting rid of that and changing it to animation player. But anyways, now I'm like in the thick of it, and I'm reworking the entire goddamn code base thanks to you. But it's good. It's cleaning it up a lot, and there's a lot of things that there's just some like you know how like once you've been working on a code base for a while, you start to like, you open certain files and you're just like, ugh. You're like, I don't like this file. Like, it's fucking messy and hard to read and all this shit. Anyways, it was just like, I had to change this one, which touches that one. So I had to change that one and da-da-da-da-da. Now I'm in the middle of a giant refactor, but it's going to be good. And I think I'm going to eliminate, I'm thinking it was 6.5 thousand lines of code before the refactor. I'm thinking it's going to be 500 to 1,000 lines less when I'm done. So I'm stoked about that. Valley Go, Fat Struct Gang, welcome on in. Olex, it's good to see you, dude. Thank you for the raid. Everybody follow Olex. I've been lurking in Olex's stream for like a year. So it's cool that Olex has been hanging out here too. Valley Go, hell yeah, how are you doing? Welcome in. Oh shit, dude, I follow you on Twitter. As soon as I clicked your profile picture here. Here, I'll follow you on Twitch too. I didn't even know you were a streamer. What's up, dude? Welcome on in. Big and fat, baby. Big and thick. Big, thick, and fat. Thick, fat, and nasty, baby. That's how we like it around here. Yeah, Olex is working on a super cool game. Valley Go, what are you working on anything these days? Doing your game in Sandbox. I heard about Sandbox recently. Someone was telling me about it. Now, is it Valve proprietary, or it's made by Gary's Mod but owned by Valve or something? State Machine and Gope programming. Should be State Machine and Gape programming, baby. Oh shit. Pleb Mobile game dev. Hey man, that's cool too. I keep saying I'm gonna do this. I keep saying I'm gonna make like some smaller, yeah, better than web dev. I keep saying I'm gonna make like some card games or something just to like learn how to make a mobile game and just to have some total brain rot, like ad based fucking thing, so that I can at least make a pittance with all this programming I'm doing. But hell yeah, thank you for popping in, everybody. I appreciate that. Face Punch product on top of Source 2 engine. And what is Face Punch again? Is that like Gary? Face Punch Studios. That's probably it, right? Yeah, Gary Newman. Okay, gotcha. Sandbox video game. Gary's Mod. Gotcha. Oh yeah, and he made Rust as well. I never played Rust. Cool. How is Sandbox? Do you like it? make another Candy Crush match game. I was actually working on like a word game that had that same sort of mechanic where you're like you slide the letters and it swaps the letters and then you got to try and make words with it. But I don't know. Then I started working on this project and it's just been more fun. But it is something I want to do at some point. Make a couple small dice games or card games or something. Yeah, you know what's actually funny is this project I'm working on right now is the initial idea for this project was it was going to be like a Scrabble based roguelike where like you have to play words to move around the map. So like maybe you'd have a I still might end up making this game because this one has changed so much, but where the hell, what is it? Excalibur. Ignore my schizo drawings. How do I do a new one here? There we go. Where like, maybe if this was your map and you started, maybe there's like a door here and a door here. Oops. And then you'd have to play one word over here and then another one up here and then another one here to get to the exit. But then like after a certain number of levels, maybe there'd be like a coin or something up in a corner. So you got to try and like go to the coin and then go over here. And then, yeah. And then I was thinking about making it like that. And then it became what was I thinking after that? Like a card-based roguelike, and then now it's going to be like a rhythm RPG. So it's just changed a ton. Scrabble meets Snake, yeah, kind of. And then like little shops and stuff. So like if you wanted to go to the shop, you'd have to like play the words to get down to the shop. Kind of just like Scrabble, but with a little bit more kind of like adventure game mechanics. But that'll be for another time. But a physics rope you can climb and swing from, hell yeah. Aiming to go up against Unity once it's grown up. Yeah, that's what I heard. It's kind of like a Unity / Godot thing, right? Demo it on Sandbox, then jump to Steam. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah. And I keep saying I'm going to make these small projects. I'm like, I got to make more small projects just to get more experience. But then I end up just kind of getting into these bigger ones. This one I'm working on now is going to be a big one. It's going to take a long time. But if I can pull off what I have in my head, I think it's going to be decent. What is Twitch, you degenerates in Twitch chat? You crank them out, baby. Way ahead of you there, Priscilla. Way ahead of you. Big project is the one I'm working on now, the one I was showing you, the rhythm game. Here, actually, I'll go back to the other branch for the folks coming in on the raid here, because my current branch is broken. Nice and fast C++ compile times. I gotta get this is 6,000 lines of code. It's taken this fucking long to compile. I gotta figure that out. This is my first C++ project, so I have no idea how to optimize the compile times. So basically, it'll be like Zelda or whatever. You're walking around the overworld, and then when you hit the encounters, enemies come at you. I came up with this system where you got to hit the input combos once before it starts the song, and then you're just trying to hit the proper input. Jesus, I'm bad at it. I don't know why. Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong here with these inputs. that's the basic idea. If you don't kill them, then you take damage. If you do kill them, then you get like loot or whatever. And then back to the overworld. But yeah, so that's what we're working on. Looked like the Undertale of rhythm games. Yeah, I've been getting lots of comparisons to Undertale, so I gotta try and differentiate it a little bit. Obviously, like the whole battle screen was very inspired by Undertale. But I don't want it to, I don't want to get too many comparisons to it. I don't want it to seem like I'm just ripping off Undertale. Because of the standard library headers. Those fuck. Is that why you make your own array class? To avoid that kind of shit? No, in this case, it's definitely, there's something, I don't think it's detecting the, it doesn't seem to be detecting the axis on the left stick properly. Because I increased the size of those boxes to make it almost impossible to lose. What's MSVC? Clang build analyzer. Okay, fuck yeah, I'm gonna bookmark this. Gotcha. See, I'm a NeoVim boy. I don't even use VS Code for debugging. I step through it with LDB in the terminal like it's 1973. I got the crab and I got a maggot as well, but the maggot is also broken right now because I changed. I was using another big change I've made lately. I've made zero progress on the game because I keep making these fucking changes to it, but it was all pixel art, so it was all like really low resolution pixel art at first. Where's the old crab? Let's find him here. Excuse me. But then I got, I wasn't really happy with it and I wasn't having a ton of fun doing it. So I started using Procreate and drawing in Procreate. And I came up with some shit that I think is better. So there's the crab. Do I have the new maggot here? Snail. No, I don't. But I can show you actually. I'll just airdrop it. Here, one sec here. So here's this will be the new maggot. And then, what was the other one? Oh yeah, the snail. Snail is going to be the next. Oops. Snail is going to be the next enemy that I program. But yeah, so then each enemy will have like a different melody that you play over top of that same music. At least in the first area. And it'll be classic adventure game stuff where there's like 4 distinct areas and you got to go to the 4 different spots and get the, so there's my new snail. And collect the key items to save the world. Very classic adventure game stuff. And then here's the new maggot. Rope is over 1,000 lines of code. Holy shit. Battery pack protector in case you have a power outage. That's a good idea. Make the snail slimy, but don't make him gross. Slimy is a good idea. I think I'm gonna make him. The game is gonna be a little bit grotesque, I think. You did LDB. Don't you hate terminals? I thought I just saw you post on Twitter that you hated terminals. Raw dogged LDB. Hell yeah, dude. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's like, I'm still like a pretty new-ish developer. I started over COVID because I play in a band for a living and we didn't have any tours. So I needed something to do. And I was just sitting at home. So I was like, maybe I'll learn how to code. So I downloaded Game Maker and then I just the floodgates were open, man. I'm addicted, but maybe I'm still in my like, I might still be in like my little like noob hacker phase. Like I might grow out of it eventually, but for me, I just like everything being text based and not, like GUI based. I don't like clicking around menus and I don't like any of that. I like hotkeys. I like the Vim motions. Being like a musician, the Vim motions feels like it like adds like a little bit of physical technique to typing code because you got like all these little things and you're trying to move fast and you're remembering all the little combos and stuff. It just adds like a little bit of, it's just fun. I think that's why I like the terminal. I just have fun with it. A starfish. Starfish is a good one. Someone said a jellyfish. I think I'll do a jellyfish. A pelican is another one I want to do. Sometimes you just have to do things. Yeah, fair enough, man. You also were a musician? Fuck yeah, dude. The Vim motions are sick. Like I love the Vim motions. I don't know, man. I like NeoVim. Like I don't even like even like my syntax highlighting is pretty chill. Like I only have one monitor often when I'm we're working on Battle New here. What the hell is going on? What branch are we on? Oh yeah, that's why. What was it called? Big struct style. There we go. What was I yapping about? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I don't like lots of visual noise. Like I like just simple. I don't use a second monitor. I just use this one. The only reason I have a second monitor is for like when I'm streaming and I got the chat on the other monitor. I like simple stuff. I'm a simple man. What did you play, Valigo? Or what do you play? Starfish. Chocolate. Hey, chocolate starfish, baby. Trying to be good. That ignores the second monitor. How dare you? How dare you? Make the snail dignified? Maybe I could give him a monocle and a top hat. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I haven't been super happy with the... I also had a version of the snail that had a beard. I wasn't happy with the beard. Actually, a top hat would be tough. But a monocle on one of the eyes, that could be kind of funny. Or maybe like a tiny little top hat right here. Or a top hat on his shell, maybe. Simple in the head. You and me both. Oh, the TikTok stream. Fuck, I probably got kicked off. Yeah, see? And then I got a 24-hour ban last time because this... Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't get it. Like, I'm just sharing my screen and talking. Like, what am I... How does it know if I'm active or inactive? I don't get it. Stupid TikTok. Whatever. Yeah, see? Live access suspended again. Dumb TikTok. Well, fuck it. We tried the TikTok stream. We'll try X next week. I'll try streaming on Twitter as well and see how that goes. Where did that... Let's go. Yep, Twitter's easy to stream to, actually. Yeah, see, suspended till tomorrow at 7:14. 24-hour ban again. Bastards. I think it said something about consistently violating the terms of use or some bullshit. Yeah, Twitch is the OGs for sure. Yeah, repeated failure of our verification. Fucking whatever. Whatever, man. All right. Okay, well, what time is it? 7:17. I got about 45 before I gotta go get the girls ready for bed. Give the snail the top hat. Also one of those long cigarette holder things. Yeah, like the Cruella de Vil. Or pipe. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna write this. These are good. These are good ideas. Let's go here. Give the snail a top hat and a monocle and smoking device of some sort. Yeah, I kind of like cigarette holder too. Roach clip. Maybe I need a roach. Maybe I need like an actual cockroach, but he also has a roach clip. So many ideas, and here I am wasting all my time doing a refactor. No, this is a good refactor because it was getting pretty ugly. Some of these classes. Okay, let's keep working on it here. Oh wait. We'll rebuild it here. Cockroach wearing a bandana. 3.5. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. I hate roaches, man. I hate bugs. Being from Saskatchewan, all the bugs are tiny. They all die in the winter. And then our summer's like 3 months long, so they don't get very big. So I'm not used to bugs that are bigger than like a quarter, like the size of a quarter would be a huge bug. Okay, so what were we doing? We were pissing around with the... Right, trying to just get all this shit working again. So is this, so it is picking that up. Okay, but then it's not moving on from there. Okay, but we got our rectangles moving in. How they're supposed to, that's good. I'll change that move time back to 0.5. Okay, so we get our move shit in, waiting for input. That's the inputs are all working. Okay, so now this is where let's just see if we're getting to this state here. Oops. Okay, so that's working properly. So music modulation, presses, notes. Okay, so we'll go here, Rex move finished. We'll go play music stream and music. on this branch, it works much better. Okay. So I just got to get all that rendering logic from the other class into this class. I better check the chat here, else we'll have a bunch of angry people. Like Mr. Solo Skyhawk. YOLO Guycock. Fucking hate snakes. I don't mind snakes. Do you guys get poisonous snakes out there, Beef? We get like garter snakes a lot here in Saskatchewan. And they're totally chill. Yeah, the flying roaches are disgusting. I've seen those in Hawaii. An earwig? Ooh, that's a cool one. Actually, I like that a lot. Or wait. Earwig is really cool. I like that. Wait, excuse me. Yell at your wife. You do some rattlers. Solo misses me. I miss you too. Put a top hat on one eye and a monocle on the other. That's I like that idea too. What is my opinion on vibe coding? Someone who's still learning has very little free time. Okay. So sometimes I crash out when people mention I've been known to crash out on stream about vibe coding, but mostly when people tell me to vibe code, because the reason I code is because I genuinely enjoy it. I like sitting down at the computer. I like typing. I like getting better at the Vim motions. This is all like just a hobby for me, and I really, really enjoy it. And I like the feeling of getting better at something. And for whatever reason, programming has really obsessed me. Like I've become obsessed with it. I'm constantly just watching programming shit and reading about programming. And I want to learn as much as I can about it. And I want to just feel like I'm getting better at it. So personally, I don't vibe code a whole lot, although I do. Actually, Olex and I were talking about this, but I do have, I have Claude open pretty much all the time when I'm coding, especially with this project. This is my first C++ project. So I'm still learning the language. So pretty much anytime I write a function, if it's something that I haven't done before, I'll paste it into Claude and just say, hey, do you see any bugs? Is there another way I could do this? Blah, 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 whatever. So I'm not anti-AI at all. In the case of someone who's still learning but has very little free time, experience to code out a game demo, it's like if you're just interested in getting the end product, and you're not that interested in learning programming, yeah, go for it. Just vibe code it. I have a buddy who was trying to make this big kind of app thing. And he was vibe coding it, and I kept telling him it's gonna be easier if you learn the basics at least a little bit, so you kind of know how to direct it a little bit. But yeah, some people do it, and that's great. The most famous example is that Levels IO guy. He basically vibe codes everything. He's made those huge. His websites have made him millions of bucks. But I will say coding is pretty complex, and the less you know, I actually think the less you know, the harder it's going to be to vibe code, because you're just not going to kept trying to tell my one buddy who was working on stuff. I was like, dude, start as small as you possibly can. Just write out some code that draws a square on the screen, and then make the square move around, and then don't let it go off the bounds of the screen or something. The simplest thing, draw some text on the screen, and then draw it at a different position, and then draw it in a different color. Because even just doing that, you're going to learn so much more than if you've never written any code at all in your life. And then he didn't end up getting very far in the project. Yeah, I don't know. It's all whatever, man. Like if that's what works for you and that's the way you want to do it, then that's fine. What drives me mental though is when people come into the stream and tell me to vibe code. Like sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'm like kind of thinking about a problem and kind of having a hard time, and people are just like, just fucking get AI to do it. I'm like, no, man. I wanna use. There's not much up here, but what little there is, I wanna use and get better at it. I'm gonna start vibe code and talk about how great it is. Yeah. This is perfect. You know why? Because everyone who vibe codes talks about how great it is, and none of them have any results. They all just talk about how great it is. Oh my God, I'm 100 times the developer I was last year. Really? So you can get a year's work of work done in 3.5 days? I can't wait to see what you come up with. That is one thing with vibe coding, is I have yet to see anything very, very impressive done with vibe coding. You can swing from your rope? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, I would say if you want to vibe code, man, go for it. I don't give a shit. But I do think there is sort of this like diminishing returns thing where you're gonna get, like, at first it's gonna be like this kind of a curve. Oops, I was already on Safari. I think the vibe coding curve seems to go something like, and again, this all might change, like, and likely will change as they get better at it. But vibe coding curve seems to go kind of like this. That's beautiful. I'm very artistic. You get a lot done really quick, and then it kind of plateaus and hits a wall, because there's going to come a point where there's going to be some very complex interactions between the systems that you have going on, especially if you're making something like a game, like something that's complex. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're kind of going to get stuck in this zone here. You're going to make a ton of progress really fast, and then you're kind of going to hit that plateau. At least from what I've seen. No, you're not making me crash out. Not yet. Yeah, I mean, like I'm a little bit, I could be a little bit too stubborn sometimes, where I'm like, no, I'm going to sit here and think about it. And then sometimes I sit there and fuck around for like an hour, and I'm like, I have no idea. So then I'll ask ChatGPT, right? And then I learn something, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, right? And then, you know, but it's just like, what's, let me think. Trying to think of an example of something. I'm trying to think of like an analogy I could use. Like when I'm cooking, I don't really give a shit about like I don't know anything about like fucking like taste theory and how different ingredient, like some ingredients are flavors and some ingredients carry flavors and yada. I don't know any of that shit. I'm just trying to like get some fucking food on a plate to eat, right? Like not everyone who cooks has to really be into cooking and want to be like a chef. When it comes to programming, myself personally, I like all that shit. So that's why I take that's why I'm not using a game engine. Like I could make this same game in Game Maker probably, and it would be way easier. But like for me, it's just fun. I like working in the terminal. I like learning about C++ and programming and that kind of shit. But that doesn't mean everyone who's ever going to program has to do that. So like if your approach to programming is like my approach to cooking, where I'm just like, I just need to get something on the fucking plate. I don't really care about the process. I just need to eat something. That's totally fine. And if you have success with that, then man, I'm not gonna tell you not to do that. 90K tokens researching the Death Stranding rope. Some after week, different approaches in Sandbox. You actually made something that worked and looked as intended. Dude, that's sick. Like, that's awesome. The tuning of the physics. Just like, you know, if I had advice, which you shouldn't listen to me because I've released one tiny little game on Steam and I do this as a hobby. So you shouldn't listen to any of my advice. But if I were to give some, it would just be like, as you're going along, just try and at least learn what's going on a little bit, just because I think it is going to be easier for you as you go. The more you vibe code, the bigger your project gets, the more you're going to have to understand these little details and nuances. And if you don't understand them at all, that's when you're going to hit that plateau and you're just going to get stuck, I think. Because they're not great with lots of context. Like what LLMs are really good at is like, write me a function that like takes WASD inputs and moves my guy, right? It can poop that function out in 2 seconds. And then write some other function that does some other thing and da-da-da-da-da-da. But it's when when the code base gets big and they all start to kind of, all the little details and little context matters, that seems to be when they start to fail. And in a couple of years, that might not even be the case. Like you might be able to just one-shot stuff, but. $1949 Ford 8N to run, hasn't run in 50 years, runs mint now. Dude, yeah, that's sick. That's awesome. Magnus, what's up, dude? We're just talking vibe coding. Rope was way over your head. Yeah, I mean, another thing you could do is like start with a smaller project too, but it's a hard thing to do. Like I started so many projects and just never finished them. And Spaceman was the game that it was like my I have to finish the game. Like I forced myself to do something really small, and I thought it was going to take like 2 months, maybe even less, like a month and a half. And it ended up taking like 9 months to make that small little game. Cause it was just like, especially the closer you get to the end, the more all the little decisions you made along the way start to carry more weight. Start 2FA coding. Fuck. Someone's cruising for a BAM. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you, Robert, on a whim. I'm not going to tell you how to do your thing. That's just my thoughts. Just my thoughts on shit. And again, I'm a fucking nobody in this world. Like, I don't have any. My opinions carry no weight, nor should they. One part of the minimum viable product. Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's awesome. I look forward to seeing you progress on it, man. Like, when you have something to show, or maybe if you do have something to show, we can check it out. Okay, get rid of that. You guys are spoiler alerts. What was I doing? Okay, yeah, we're trying to get rendering going. So first thing we need is the text. Haven't sandboxed? Let me know. Yeah, dude. I stream Monday to Friday generally. I miss the odd day here and there, but Tuesday, Thursday in the evening, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon my time. And I'm in Saskatchewan, so we're 2 hours behind Eastern. So 2 p.m. Eastern, basically. But yeah, if you have, when you're ready to have something to show, man, just come and swing by and show us. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna need a couple of Enough blabbing. Sorry, I've just been flapping my gums for the last fucking 40 minutes here. Okay, and we're going to need... yeah, array of char writers. Okay, do I need this function in there? Yeah. Do you want it to be... I suppose this one could just be a static. Olex, if you're still here, I got a question for you. Are you, when to make something a member function or like a method, and when to make something just like a static function? You have an opinion on that? Oh, will I need Sandbox to play it? Is that how that works? Love the evenings because you can participate. Yeah. Yeah, I've been enjoying the evening streams too. They're fun. Gotcha. I don't have it at the moment, but I'll probably get it at some point. Generally, if you use some state, then it can't be static. Use static for helper functions. Yeah. Something like this. Like, so in my old class that I was using, I have this make first message, and it takes the name of the enemy and basically just checks if it starts with a vowel and says and then says if not. I mean, technically you could just pass that string in and make it a helper function, or it could just be a member that accesses enemy here directly. I guess in this case it doesn't really matter. It could be either or. Maybe I'll just keep it static since I already had it static in the other one. Const. Yes. Right. Thank you. I'm still getting used to... Whoopsies. Fuck. I'm still getting used to the constant reference stuff and the like the move semantics and the copy semantics and all that shit. What are we at? Battle new. What do we got here? Oh yeah, char writer. I gotta give char writer a default. This is actually a class I haven't looked at in forever. In fact, it's been so long it's not even, wasn't even Clang formatted. Let's give it some default values here. There we go. That up there. Talk about input recognition on the square on the battle screen. If you made the squares bigger, do you have to adjust the hitbox size too? So the way that I have that working right now is basically, and I'm actually going to change this. This is something that I do have to change because I feel like the notes should more or less be, should just be, it should be like based on the actual beat and not based on like an actual visual collision, if that makes sense. But basically there's that line. So here's the track or whatever. Sorry, I'm fucking terrible. Right, you got your couple notes coming down the track. So if you have a big thick note like this and it's moving, anytime you have to hit the button, or yeah, you have to hit the input when this thing is colliding with this. So it could be at any point in that big rectangle when it's touching this line, essentially. So like more difficult enemies will have narrower rectangles, like narrower notes. So there's less of a window to hit them, if that makes sense. But right now it is actually doing like it's checking like the line intersecting with the rectangle, and what it should be doing is checking when you hit the input versus like the how many beats have elapsed. But I just haven't changed it to that yet. Till it's done, you have it on Steam. I'd have to play it on Sandbox. Okay, well, hell yeah. When you got something, let me know. I could grab Sandbox. Yeah, in this case, because it's just like I think at some point I'm gonna change the actual graphic of the notes, but right now it's literally just like I'm just drawing a rectangle through code. And then I'm just checking the X and Y. So in game dev, generally the X and Y point of a rectangle is the top left corner. So I'm basically just checking the X. I'm basically just saying if this X plus the width lies like is within this thing's X, if that makes sense, basically. Proggy, welcome in. New Jank, welcome in. Everybody follow New Jank. How you doing? And then once this thing's X plus width is less than this X, then it's no longer valid. Does that make sense? So if the note's X is a higher value than the line's X, then there's no collision. And then if the note's X plus width is less than this X, then there's no collision. Otherwise, there's a collision. We're doing good, Proggy. How are you doing? How you doing? Bit behind, doing good? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, everybody. We're just refactoring today, New Jank. I was saying earlier, I started like fixing one part of my code base, and then that touched another part that needed to get refactored, and then that touched another part that needed to get refactored. And I kind of had all these little things I was starting to get bothered by in the code base, just little bits of some messiness and some, you know, some state that shouldn't have been in certain classes or whatever. Stuff I was putting off, and then now I'm just in the middle of this big refactor, so the game barely runs. Yeah, exactly. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a much cleaner and nicer code base once it's done. Yeah, and it's kind of fun. I actually don't mind. I actually don't mind refactoring. Because it's like cleaning your room. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like the last thing you want to do But once you get into it, it's not so bad. And then once you're done, you're like, ah, that's nice. Okay. Colton Game Daddy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll go sound. Actually, this can also be const because that won't change at any point. Go null pointer, and then think like that, right? And then that should get rid of our error in battle new. Yeah. But we are going to have to, maybe I'll make an init in this. See, this is like another thing. This class that like, I've been using this class forever. Like I haven't touched it in forever, but now I'm like, oh, maybe it needs an init method. And then I gotta go all the places that it's getting constructed. I'm giving it a default constructor, and then I'll fucking go and change all the places that it's called and yada 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 yada. And not even stuff that is necessary, but just that is nice, you know. Makes using these things a little bit better. This is 0.05. Okay. Or I guess the other thing I could do is just keep the constructor and just initialize it in here. Oh, whatever. Let's do this. So yeah, so const reference we'll give it, yeah, font size is good. Okay, and then we'll go, so that's all my new rectangle shit. We'll go init, void init writers. What did I call it? Init writers. Call it char writers. Yes, I did. So then we'll go w.init, and then we're going to want that I think I'll just make it a member. That static function. First char to upper enemy name 0. What the hell is this? Oh, I see. I'm getting it. Yeah, okay. Thought I was writing it. I see. Okay. You know, actually could probably just combine these into the same function in this init writers function. I could probably just do this. Time is it? Almost 8. I got a piece pretty quick here. Okay, get rid of that for now. Oops. Take all this. Okay, I'm also changing my, this is like such a stupid thing to do, but just like changing my like capitalization and stuff conventions, which is it's just so dumb, but it's just kind of fun. I like playing around with different casings and that kind of shit. C++ can be used to code anything, dude. It, like, if you've ever been in the hospital and you got an IV in, it's like C++ is probably running that. Your little drip device. It's in literally everything. Colton currently compiling Crawford. Hey, that's a good one. Little Worm side project in C++. Dude, that project looks awesome, man. Bourbon in bed. Hell yeah, dude. Have a good one. I'm going to take off pretty quick here, too. Nice clean code. Sparks joy. Yeah. God, clean code is the best. Yeah, dude, all of your projects, man, you have a really good taste in games. Well, I say that because I feel like you have the same taste as me. And obviously, I think my taste is fantastic. But like, even that little text adventure one you were showing the one day, it like reminded me of the old like DOS kind of point and click games, man. Just like, yeah, everything that you're working on, I'm always like, fuck, that looks sick, man. How'd the girls' birthday parties go? It was really good, man. It was super fun. We just had like, my mom came over, my sister and her husband, Anna's sister and her husband, Anna's parents, and then a couple friends. It was awesome. I know, that's the thing, dude. You'd be like a fucking, you'd be a star, man, if all those games were done. You'd be like David Szymanski. David Nujansky. Yeah, it was really fun. Finishing is so hard, dude. It's like, man, the amount of work that goes into, like, even Spaceman, that little space shooter game. Like, the 2 weeks leading up to the release of that, like, I was in here 12 hours a day. Like, it was just crazy, man. Such a small project. Part of that was because by the time you get to the end of like the code base was just such a fucking mess. And so like changing anything was just like a big fucking pain in the ass. And that's why I'm trying. That's why I'm doing this refactor right now. As soon as I start feeling that pain, I'm just like, oh, I gotta change some. It's a labor of love, absolutely. It's really weird because I've been thinking about this a lot because like I've been off tour because of the back. But like I've spent so much time like practicing music and like doing jiu-jitsu and like, you know, fitness was always like a big thing for me. Doing all this like physically very difficult shit. And like in one way, on one hand, games are very hard to make. Like even making a small, simple game is very difficult. But on the other hand, it's like so easy to just be on the computer all day. Like it's so easy to just, like I could be in here all fucking, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just drinking my fucking diet drinks and coding away. Dude, I know, man, New Jank, I know the pain. I know that feeling. That was the first like 5 years of game dev for me until I forced myself to finish Spaceman. And now I'm really glad I did because I think I'm going to be able to finish this game even though it's a big project. And even if I do take a little break at some point and make something smaller and like in the middle of development, if I get burnt out or whatever. But finishing that first one was like it feels like such an accomplishment, honestly, and I'm really, really happy I did. Really happy I did it. What the fuck's going on here? To upper enemy names are okay, so we gotta go, it'll be enemy dot name. And that'll actually be a pointer. Seeing progress when you're coding is amazing. Dude, it's so true. And also feeling, for me, like the thing that, like making games is almost second to like just the feeling of understanding how this shit works. Like I've always been into like, always been a huge, like always loved video games and stuff. Always loved like computers and shit, but never started programming until I was older, till COVID. But just like learning about these things that I've been using my whole life and like learning about how games work and all that, like, man, it just feels so good. Don't be rude. Sorry, I don't know why it's like that. Freezing. Songs from the Skin Flute, Shaved and Splintered. Let's go. Good to see you, Freezing. How you doing? Everybody follow Freezing. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. There have been a couple times I've learned a song on guitar, like a song that I love, and then I learn it on guitar, and I'm kind of like, it's not that fun. It sounds like it's some songs you learn they're a blast, and then some songs you're like, it's not that fun to play, and then it kind of like, yeah, I don't like that song as much anymore. But yeah, coding, it's just like the deeper you go, and it's the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know shit. Like it's one of those. It's just like music, right? And like music, jiu-jitsu, and then coding are like the three big things in my life that I've really tried to dive into very deeply. Yeah, when your code works, that first time run it. Like I remember the first time it was in Game Maker and I got like a little square moving around the thing. I was just like, holy fuck, this is so cool. I like called Anna into the room and I was like, look at this. And I like showed her the code and I'm like, here's what it's doing. And like I pushed the button and did. Could have been huge. Damn, brother. True. It doesn't matter at all. It's kind of like the vibe coding shit we were talking about. Like if you could vibe code an amazing game and it sells, doesn't matter at all. However, from a personal, just intrinsic enjoyment point of view, it does matter, at least to me. Some people want the end product more than they enjoy the process. For me, I like the process, and I like the feeling of leveling up. It's just, again, just like jiu-jitsu and just like music, like you kind of hit those points where you just feel intrinsically good. That's the kind of thing that keeps me going with game dev. Need to get back into music. Fuck yeah, dude. Do you play any instruments? Almost like checkpoints in a game. Yeah, totally, actually. Balatro, the guy who made Balatro was actually, he's from Regina. It's crazy. And he's in this game dev group that I'm in on Discord. And we have like these meetups once a month. And apparently he's gone to the meetups, but like still people don't know who he is. Like they know that he's been to the meetups and everything, but they don't know what guy it is. Like he's done such a good job of staying anonymous. Yeah, I think game design is more, it's a little bit more subjective. Coding is more objective. I mean, coding, there's plenty of subjective stuff in coding too. Like you get into the whole OOP versus non-OOP stuff. There's a lot of subjectivity in coding too, but game design is like, That's almost like it's like songwriting versus like techniques. Coding would be the techniques. Songwriting is sort of the open-ended, totally subjective, like art part, I guess. Guitar and bass, mostly a vocalist. Dude, that's fucking sick. You're the anonymous coding guy? Hell yeah, bro. Big J 29, welcome on in. I hope you're doing good too. In fact, I gotta take off here pretty quick. That was a fun stream. A lot of yapping. But fun yaps. I didn't get any work done, but that's okay. Subjectively make 100 mil from a subjective game. There is that 100%. Like I totally get what you're saying. But yeah, it's just like, for me, it's like, if I don't think I'd be able to show up and sit here in my office all day and hack away at this stuff if I didn't really enjoy doing it. Like, if I was just kind of like, oh man, I'm gonna make a fucking hit game that's gonna get huge, it wouldn't drive me as much as just like feeling of getting better at something. But it's yeah, I don't know, maybe it's like a jiu-jitsu I mean, it's probably just a normal thing, but it's something that I like found with jiu-jitsu. Like, it's very rare to be able to make money or anything doing jiu-jitsu, but like I'll do jiu-jitsu probably till the day I die, just because it's so much fun and I like getting better at it and I like thinking about it and da. Don't ask you advice in game design, but watching Jonathan Blow. Yeah, dude, I love Jonathan Blow because he's both, right? He's like a true, like he's like a real true artist, but also a true technician. And I just love him. And I love, like, he's so cantankerous. He's so grumpy and I just love it. Like, I get such a kick out of him, man. I watch all those like Jonathan Blow clips on YouTube and I watch his streams all the time. I love it when he just fucking gets mad. Like, he's like, he made his own game engine, or sorry, his own language and a compiler for the language, and then an engine in that language, and then wrote the game in the engine with the language, like out of pure spite. Like, just totally fucking, he's just like, I hate C++. I hate software developers. I hate them so much. I'm going to make the biggest puzzle game of all time, 300,000 lines of code in my own language, in my own engine, because fuck, I hate everything and everyone. Like, I love it, man. I feel it's like such a cathartic experience watching him. He's just no room for bullshit. Take up vibe coding. Hey, do it, man. I don't care if anyone else vibe codes, all right? What makes me crash out is when people come and tell me to vibe code. That's what drives me crazy. Having your own language is fun. See, up till this point, I haven't had a desire to make my own language, but I also never used to have a desire to not use a game engine. And then I got there. And I could totally see myself making my own language at some point. But, oh my God, that sounds like so much work. Like, even just making a parser sounds like so much work. The next Terry Davis. Yeah, true. There's probably a couple Terry Davis aspects we could leave out. But I do like Terry Davis. Like, I'll even throw on some of those old Terry Davis streams sometimes when I'm working. He saw the glow. What's a Sprite? Either the drink or a Sprite is usually, in game dev terms, a Sprite is like an image. Inspired does not inspire you to do C++ again? C++ it's a tricky one. Hey, just a few. Yeah, he was a little. Terry was. Well, I mean, he was like legitimately crazy. But he was a genius, man. I do like, yeah, some of those. I love watching. I put on like a Terry Davis stream sometimes when I'm working, or Sean Barrett. I really like Sean Barrett's streams. Sean Barrett is the reason I sometimes write in fucking. I like this. I like this color scheme. I like my light mode every now and again. It wasn't until I started watching Sean Barrett, I was like, fuck yeah. Light mode, no syntax highlighting. Jesus Christ, what a G. Just learn JavaScript. Learn a real language. Thank you very much. Anyways, I should get ready. I think Anna's starting to get the girls ready for bed, so I should peace out. Let's find somebody to raid here. Thanks, everybody. That was a fun one. Let Claude do the work for you. That's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. Claude is nice. He's almost too nice. He makes me feel like I'm way better at coding than I am. I'll be like, hey, what do you think of this function? This is nice, clean API design. This is wonderful. I'm like, thank you, Claude. Okay, let's find somebody. Crashing out or not? Yeah, a little both. Both at the same time. Okay, are any of our game dev homies on? Boolean's on. We gotta raid Boolie. Boolean's the man. Where is he? Here he is. You're still wiping up. Yeah, dude. I know. If you ever need to feel like Claude's pretty good because it'll push back on, like, it'll tell me where the faults are. But then once I get something working and I'm feeling good about it, sometimes I'm like, all right, let's see what Claude thinks of this. I paste it in there and he's like, yeah, that looks good. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Looks fucking awesome. All right. Mine keeps telling you to go off yourself. Hell yeah. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. I was actually just thinking about this the other day. It's funny that you mentioned this because I haven't watched Handmade Hero yet. You know, maybe now is a good time actually, because I was thinking like, I don't want to watch it right now because it's going to make me want to change all of my code. But that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So maybe I should start, maybe I should throw on Handmade Hero tonight as I fall asleep. Just learn assembly. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, we're gonna hit this raid. We're gonna go say hi to Boolean. We'll be back. Oh, tomorrow, stream's gonna be probably at least 1 hour late, possibly even more. I got a couple meetings. There's one at 11 and then one at noon. And noon is usually when I start the stream. So tomorrow will be late. Just FYI. Okay,